why preach and why is preaching so important to me? The scriptures tell us that faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. A friend of mine reminds me that hearing is an ongoing sense of a verb, hearing not by what we've heard, but by what we continue to hear. So it's important for me to preach because it's important for me to attempt to continue to articulate and give expression to the love of God, the Word of God, the will of God, in such a way that people can continue to understand it and continue to be challenged to live in ways that express God's presence and God's peace and God's love in relationships and in community. A good sermon for me is when people leave that sermon asking the question, what shall I do? So much of my sermons in previous years have been geared more toward explaining doctrine, expositions on orthodoxy. And I've come to the point now in my preaching where I'm really trying to be very, very clear about a behavioral objective. And I'm really trying to move people in terms of consciousness, but not just consciousness, in terms of conduct. I'm really trying to help persons improve relationships. I'm really trying to help persons value the Spirit of God found in other people and find ways to express care and concern and support for persons as we live our lives out on a day-to-day basis. So I'm not just preaching for information of principles or transferal principles. I'm really trying to preach now more toward ethical behavior.